Hello everyone, welcome to Resin Nut. So today I'm super excited to be working on this mold. This chicken here came with a couple of trays and well, this is a stand and then 2 trays. And what this is it's a holder for your eggs. Okay, so I'm not sure that, how big this would be or if it would fit into your refrigerator or whatever, but it might even be cute for Easter or something. But anyway, I just thought this would be so fun. So what I'm going to do is I was trying to decide what I wanted to put in the mold for the color. And I had all kinds of different ideas. And I will try those another time. But what I'm going to try today is this fabric. This is a fat quarter. Gosh, I forget where I got it, at either Michael's or Joann Fabric, somewhere that sells fabric like this. And I'm going to trace this out on here and then cut this out, okay? Okay, so my resin's starting to get kind of hot. I'm going to have to hurry up and get this put in here, I think. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pour this in, and then we will worry about getting the fabric in after. Okay, I'm going to save a bit and hopefully I can get this in there so that I can have some to cover it up with. Just stuff it in some of these areas here. Definitely need resin in all, covering the whole thing. I don't want to bring up more bubbles, but my resin's getting hot enough to where it's probably, oh no. I thought I had a paper towel in my hand. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, let's spray some alcohol. Come on, bubbles, I don't want you in there. Kind of cool down my resin a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and start placing this. I have to poke a little hole through there. And I'm going to have to cut a little bit more off of here, I can tell. This would not have been such a big deal if this chicken took a little longer to cut out than what I was thinking it would take. So if you want to just do it in like mica powder or something like that, I have to cut a little hole for that eye. That'll be good enough. And normally I would iron this fabric because I have fold lines. Gosh, my resin is already getting thicker. So it's probably going to show some of my wrinkles. Okay, but if you've watched my channel very long, then you know that a lot of times my goal is to give you guys ideas and then let you do your own, put your own twist on it, and hopefully perfect some of the things like this that's probably not going to be perfect on my end. It's going to be wrinkly. But yeah, okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some more resin over the top. And it cooled off a bit by pouring out some of that resin, by making it a little thinner. Get off of there. I got fabric stuck to me. Now I'm using just regular J-Diction on this. I'm not using the 4-hour demold. Now I'm not going to do a fabric back. I'm going to just do a top coat in a color. I'm just not sure what yet. And that's not quite enough resin to cover all the fabric here, so I have to mix up a little bit more. Spread it out as much as I can. We at least got this part done. Okay, I'm going to spray it with some alcohol and then I'm going to let it cure. And then I'll be back for the next step. Okay? All right, I will see you then. Okay, so I have got quite a bit of projects to do. So I am actually mixing up 21 ounces of J-Diction regular pour resin. And because I'm doing such a large amount, I'm going to go ahead and use my Let's Resin mixer so I can get other things ready while this is mixing. See you in a few minutes. Okay, I am back. So here is our part of our resin that I did not put into the debubbler machine, and it's actually looking okay. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to work on these trays. I do believe I want these to be white. Okay, so we're just going to add a bit of white. So we're going to use this LiQWYD Expressions in Angel White. Doesn't take a whole lot, but I do want it to be a nice opaque white. Okay, that's just kind of a milky white, and I think that's going to be okay for this first layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pour, I think about half of it into each side. Actually, I see I got one nice thing about working with these cut off water bottles is you can definitely see on the sides, around the edges, if you didn't get it stirred well enough. Can go in and scrape the sides a little bit better. That looks like a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm going to do just a little bit through this one. That didn't take a whole lot of it, but I'm going to go and start on this one now. Now I do want these trays to be full because I want them to cure really well, like really firm, so that when you do put some eggs in there or whatever you decide to use this for, that you've got enough strength and it's not going to flop over. Now that's not quite all the way full, but it's full enough that where I'm just going to leave it like this, and then when it's a little bit cured, I will come back and I will put a layer of clear over it. Okay? I'm going to go over it real quick with my heat gun. Okay. And one thing I always forget to do is a lot of times I'll leave my heat gun on the floor because I have a tile floor, and then I forget to blow out some of the dust or whatever that accumulates sometimes on it, and then it blows all over into my project. You'd think I would have learned by now. Okay, so now here's our chicken. And I was looking at this thinking all these different really cute colors I'd want to do the back. I thought about bright yellow and different colors, but then I decided that that would probably wash out the print. So I'm going to go ahead and do this part also in white. And I'm going to give myself about half of that much for right now. I can add to it if I need to. Check my resin every now and then, make sure it's not getting too hot. I don't think this is going to be enough. Maybe enough to do a thin coat over this, but I would kind of like to go ahead and fill this chicken up to the top. Give it a spray of alcohol real quick. And go ahead and pour it. Yeah, I think that's going to be just about enough, hopefully not too much. Get to all the points here. I'm actually pretty excited to see this. I hope it turns out really cute. All right, you guys, that definitely took care of that. So now I'm going to give this a good spray. And I'm moving this over to the curing rack, and then we'll do the next step. Be right back. Okay, now this is our last piece of this part, and this is the stand, okay? So I think what I'm going to do is that's probably not going to be enough. I'm going to add a little bit more. That might be more than enough. Okay, here is this eye candy in khaki red. It's a really glossy, shiny red. I thought that would be kind of a fun color for kind of the bottom of our stand. Don't need a whole lot, but this is not quite as pasty as the LiQWYD. That part of the resin's getting a little bit warm. Give it a quick spray. And I'm going to go ahead and pour it. all I can get into that. And if I need to come in and fill up the rest of this with clear, like I do with the other thing, then I can do that after this is cured enough. Give it a quick spray of alcohol, some of those little bubbles out. And then I'm going to move this to the curing rack. And then when these things are cured, I will be back and we'll do the next step. All right, I'll see you then. Okay, everybody, I'm back and I'm ready to do the next step on our chicken. So I'll tell you what, the more I've been using that mixer by Let's Resin, especially today I'm using the 4-hour demold from J Diction. And, you know, that's a little bit of a thicker resin. So when I mix just 8 ounces of it, I usually mix it for about 8 minutes just to make sure it's really mixed well. Well, today I was making 16 ounces and I was so thankful for that electric mixer because I just ran it through twice and it just did great. I've got a few bubbles in there. I'm waiting for them to rise up. But what I am going to do is I'm going to separate this out now a little bit so that it doesn't get too hot too quickly. Okay. Like I said, I've got 16 ounces in here. And I'm going to do about, I don't know, this will be maybe about 4 or 5 ounces each cup. Yeah, see, 16 ounces. This is probably about 5 ounces in each cup. And let me go ahead and get the rest of this out. We'll just do it in these 3. I'm only going to be pouring clear resin. I'm not going to be coloring it today for this next step. Okay, so here are our egg trays, and they are, the white is completely cured, and I'm going to go ahead and fill this up now with just the clear. It's probably not going to take too much. Okay, I'm going to let that sit, kind of level itself up, and we'll come over here. I think that probably took about 3 ounces. I don't know, you could use these little round things here for checkers or even probably pendant molds. So I got that. I had to go turn the timer off on my soup. Sorry about that. So now I am going to just do the same thing that we did with the other on this part of the stand. And you know, I could have just skipped this step altogether if I would have just filled this to the top when we did it the first time. But I'm kind of glad I'm using this 4-hour demold now because it may just give it a little bit of extra strength. All right, you guys, I'm going to put this on the curing rack, and then as soon as it's all cured, all these trays together, then we will put it all together. I'm super excited. I think it's going to be really cute. All right, I will see you then. All right, everybody, these are completely cured, and I did come in and just filled these up with the clear, as you saw, and I lost you partway through my feed. And I just went ahead and decided that I just added a little bit of clear in these and added a little flamingo glitter just in case I decide I want to use those for some kind of game piece or something. But right now, let's take these out so that we can get our chicken out and put this all together. Super excited to see what this is going to look like. Might be a little bit tougher to get this out because these are now not flexible, these little round spots that have got the cured harder little dots in there. Just going to pick off my little beads of overage there a little bit. These are nice and hard and not flimsy at all. It's a nice width here. So yeah, take those little guys out later. we go. Really came out pretty easily. A little few pieces right here. Not too bad. A little bit here that went over. Just going to cut it off really quickly. There we go. Piece here. Kind of snaps off usually, but there we go. Okay. And we'll take just one of these out so we can kind of see what it looks like. So they're just like that, these little discs, and I'll probably do some kind of a color on the back, just top coat these. And but what a fun little game piece. They would make a great checker size. So I might even just use them for that and do a different color of a big glitter like that into the next pieces. It all together would make 16, which I think you need 12. So that'd be just about right. Have a couple extra in case you lose one. Okay, now let's take out this red stand. And there we go. You can use it either way. This side is definitely a little shinier. This side is not bad, but a little smudgy looking, and it must have been something I had in my mold. It could have just been my gloved hand picking it up like that, which usually I'm careful, but I don't know if you can even see it, but there's a little bit of a smudge there. It's not completely shiny. So I think because of that, I'll just turn it over and we'll use that side. Set these aside for just a second. And let's get that chicken. Really hoping that this turned out well. So I noticed this is all nice and cured, and the white I think is going to be great. But I noticed when I was filling these up that this part here of my chicken feet, that that they weren't all the way level with this. Okay, so my chicken feet are important because I need them to be the right width to fit into here so that my chicken's going to stand up. Hopefully that's not going to be too wide now. Yeah, but anyway, we will take this out and see. Hopefully it'll fit in here, but I'm excited to see the other side. Hopefully it turned out well with the fabric. Really kind of a cute kitchen-y looking fabric that we used. And I'm hoping everything will fit together just like it's supposed to in all these little grooves and slots. That one and this one. Just a couple little pieces here I just want to pick off real quick. Okay. So let's hurry up and get this turned over. We've waited long enough. But anyway, okay, ready? Here we go. Let's turn it over. Oh my goodness. What do you guys think? What do you think of that? So I have a little bit of my lines here that, I got a little carried away and I didn't wait and iron it out, which technically I should have, since I put so much work and effort into this piece. Yeah, super cute. So let's see how it fits in the stand. And if we do it on this side, is it going to fit in there? It does. It fits just right. So it's kind of, if I push it down in there, it kind of gets rid of any little extra pieces that were standing out. But look at this with the red. How cute is that? The red brings out some of the color in these little chickens. So yay, I'm happy with that. It's going to stand up straight, pretty straight. So it's like it's leaning a little bit. I was a little bit worried about that because of those feet. For some reason, that mold, let's see, can you see here? It looks like it's just bending a bit this way. So the mold, I noticed, does kind of tend, I don't know if you can see it here on the mold, but I mean, when I stand it up like this, even with the resin in it, it just tended to kind of curl up a bit, and I had it laying completely flat. So I don't know if it's the way the resin cured and it just kind of tightened it all up, but it's not leaning too much where it's not going to be usable. Okay, it's just a little. See, just kind of leaning a bit to this side. But so far, it's really cute. Let's see about putting in our trays. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and use the shiny sides on all of this and see what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the bottom, and that fits in there nice and neatly. And we'll put this one in here for the top. Let's see, is that one going to go in? There we go. Yep. I feel like it should go in a little bit further. Something keeping it, or is that just the way it's supposed to be? Let me see. No, I think that's just about where it's supposed to be right there. So what I'll probably do, now this, here it is all together. And what I'll probably need to do is go ahead and glue all this together, especially the legs, because if you're going to use this for eggs, my grandmother had chickens when I was a kid, and her eggs always just sat in a big mixing bowl on the kitchen table. She never even refrigerated them. But I do refrigerate my eggs nowadays, but I don't know that it's necessary. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to take you guys into my kitchen here in a minute, and we'll get some eggs put on this, and I'll show you what it looks like. But there's the back. Here's the front. This is a really nice, good size piece. And yeah, it's really fun. This would be really cute to have at like a farmer's market or a bazaar or something. And so I'll get some more pictures. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you had fun with this project. Let me know some of your ideas that you might have. And appreciate you all watching. I'll see you all next time.